What's up, guys? It's Sir Squirrels back at you with another video, and today we're going to be covering the WrestleMania 36 predictions. And before we get into things, I just want to let you guys know, Pean is not here right now to do this video, and I'm not sure if he's going to be here for the review because his router decided to die on us today, and we only got halfway through recording the prediction video yesterday before my camera overheated. So we didn't get to finish our WrestleMania predictions together, but hopefully we'll be able to figure that out for the review. If not, what we're planning on doing is either having us do a review of both nights as one video, or a review each night of night one review, night two review. Since it is a 2-night WrestleMania, we're not really sure how we're going to handle things yet, depending on when the router is fixed. All he has to do is go purchase a new router, but with everything going on in the world right now, it's kind of difficult to do that, and I don't blame the guy, honestly. It's not Pean's fault. His router died. It happens. What are you going to do about it? Anyway, so I'm going to be doing this prediction video for you solo in my office space that I have in my house. So let's get this underway. So in no particular order, because so far WWE has yet to release what's happening on what night and in what order or anything like that, because WWE doesn't like us to know things. So I'm going to start it off with the Women's Tag Team Championship match. The Kabuki Warriors, the champions, defending against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Now, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross have been kind of the only team that has challenged the Kabuki Warriors, because for whatever reason WWE's booking of the women's tag team division is absolutely non-existent. There's almost no tag teams in this division. And the rumor has been for a while that Asuka and Kairi Sane are leaving after Mania. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that rumor is still a thing. If it is, this would make sense for them to drop the titles to Bliss and Cross, but I think it makes sense to drop the titles to Bliss and Cross regardless, because Bliss and Cross are really the only team the Kabuki Warriors can face. And it's kind of time for some new champions. It's getting kind of old that Kabuki Warriors are still the champion, and they haven't really defended the title since, I believe, December. But yeah, I'm going to go with Bliss and Cross to win that one for the reasons I specified. I just don't think the Kabuki Warriors need to still be the champions. Moving on from that, we have a completely pointless match, which seems to be a theme here for this year's WrestleMania. And yeah, it's at the Performance Center, and yeah, they're doing the best they can. I understand all of these things, but you really didn't need to make 16 matches on this goddamn card. You have Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. For what reason? There absolutely is no reason. I'm going to go with Aleister Black to win this one, because I think that Black is on a higher level than Bobby Lashley. I would put Black right here and Lashley probably right here. But I know that WWE really loves them some Bobby Lashley, as we've seen from his previous run with the ECW title and his whole thing with Vince and Trump at Mania and his return. He's been kind of a prominent figure. He had that Lana Rusev Liv Morgan storyline that was going on. So he's kind of been on TV, and he's kind of been a major character, and Aleister Black has not. So I could see this going either way, but I think it would make more sense for Aleister Black to beat Bobby Lashley here. On from that one, we have Elias versus King Corbin. And while I kind of want Elias to win this, Corbin has been WWE's number one choice for a heel character for the past, I don't know, probably 6 months, maybe more. I don't know. I just can't see Elias winning. I think that if it had been Elias versus John Cena, I think maybe then Elias could have won. But with it being against Corbin, I just kind of see them giving Corbin a win here and being done with it. It's another pointless match on this long card full of pointless matches. And hopefully it's a good one. I don't really have high hopes for it. Elias is good. Corbin's kind of eh. But we'll see what happens. On from that, we have probably the hottest storyline going on in WWE right now, at least on Smackdown. We have Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to go with Otis here because I think it's going to be one of those happy ending WrestleMania storylines that they do from time to time. They have a couple chances to do that on the card, though. So that could mean that they don't go for the happy ending here and they go for it on another match, but I think this one makes the most sense. It doesn't really hurt Ziggler to lose. Ziggler's kind of been in the business for years now, and Otis getting a win over Ziggler, who stole his girlfriend or whatever, would be, I think, a bigger story and a better story versus having Ziggler just beat Otis and that either continuing the feud or being the end of things. I think that Otis is going to get his revenge, and I think that Otis is going to beat Dolph Ziggler. On to the next one after that, we got Seth Rollins, Pean's main man, versus Kevin Owens. This is one of those that could go either way, and one of those that I think is another chance for a happy ending. They keep saying Kevin Owens has never had his WrestleMania moment, despite him beating Jericho for the U.S. title back in the day, but that doesn't count because Jericho doesn't exist anymore because Jericho's in another company we shall not name. AEW. So, hear me out here. If you remember, Rollins is the Messiah. So he's going around and he's saying that Owens can't beat him, right? He's like prophesizing, right? I think it would be a better story for Seth Rollins to beat Kevin Owens and for him to go around for the next few weeks or however long they can keep doing these shows. And just brag about how the prophecy came true, how he is the Monday Night Messiah, and all of that annoying heel work. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins on this one. I just think that Seth Rollins makes more sense than Kevin Owens winning, but it could obviously be Kevin Owens. It's a big deal. It's a huge face versus a huge heel. And to give it Kevin Owens his WrestleMania moment by beating Seth Rollins is a bit reaching. I don't really consider that a WrestleMania moment, but it's a pretty big deal. He's beating a high-profile contender, but Seth Rollins isn't really a champion. Seth Rollins doesn't really have anything other than that he's Seth Rollins, which is a hell of a lot. But Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, I would put them kind of on the same level, so I don't really think any man gets a rub here. But maybe one of them gets thrown into like a U.S. title feud, or maybe they get put back in contention for the WWE title or something. I don't know. Intercontinental Championship match. We got Sami Zayn, the new champion, versus Daniel Bryan, and probably what is going to be a barn burner. I expect this match to probably be match of the weekend. That goes for both shows. I don't know. Normally, I would go with Daniel Bryan to win because WWE isn't really that high on Sami Zayn. But Daniel Bryan has been putting over all the guys in the back for a few weeks now. So I'm going to give it to Sami here. I think that Daniel Bryan, if he was picked to win, I think maybe he could talk to management and talk himself out of winning. Maybe have Sami Zayn get a WrestleMania moment here and get a WrestleMania win over Daniel Bryan. I think that would be a huge deal for Sami Zayn, and it would bring legitimacy to his IC title run. So I think it's perfect for Sami Zayn to win, and I don't understand why you would have Daniel Bryan win at all, unless you're just trying to service fans who want to see Daniel Bryan win. Which, I like Daniel Bryan, but I would rather see Sami Zayn win, if we're being honest. Okay, so this match has had a lot of problems over the past couple weeks. It's the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits are defending their titles against Angel Garza and not Andrade, but Austin Theory from Evolve/NXT, and the most thrown together tag team of thrown together tag teams. And boy, does WWE love their thrown together tag teams. I don't think that Austin Theory and Angel Garza are going to get the Buddy Murphy, Seth Rollins thrown together tag team title reign treatment, or the Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode one. So I think the Street Profits are going to win this one. They're going to retain their titles. I just don't think Austin Theory is going to be on the main roster right now. And It's just to replace Andrade. I can't see them having Theory and Garza as a tag team championship team. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, and then on to the SmackDown tag title match. We have not The Miz and John Morrison defending their titles against the Usos and the New Day. So it came out a while back that Miz will not be making the WrestleMania tapings due to things going on in the world. I can't really say what it is because YouTube doesn't like that. So I'm not sure exactly what they're doing here. They haven't said. SmackDown is tonight because I'm recording the date of SmackDown. So this will be up before SmackDown goes live, hopefully. But we're not sure yet what they're doing with The Miz. He's not going to be there is what reports are saying. WWE could go for John Morrison versus one of the Usos versus one of the New Day and make it a singles triple threat match for the tag titles, which would be kind of weird. Another thing they could do is just replace The Miz, or they could have John Morrison go in alone against the New Day and the Usos. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to pick a new champion for the sake of I don't think the Miz and Morrison experiment is working. It's been a nice dose of nostalgia, but it's kind of time to get the titles on a team who actually is deserving of the tag titles and not a nostalgia act. And I'm going to go with the Usos. I think that the Usos can win here, and I think the Usos should win here. The Usos are just probably WWE's best tag team that they've had in years, and they don't ever seem to hold the titles for super long time or have really good runs. A lot of it is due to their out of the ring antics of them getting arrested a lot, probably, but I'm still going to go with the Usos here. It honestly, though, could go to the New Day, or maybe Morrison retains himself and brags about it. Either of those things could happen, but I'm going to go with new champions, the Usos. Next, we have the NXT Women's Championship, or the NXT Championship. I'm not sure what they're calling it nowadays. I haven't watched WWE in a while, so this is really hard for me to do some predictions. I catch NXT every now and then when I can, but I haven't caught but one episode since the whole empty arena thing started. So we have Rhea Ripley, the NXT Women's Champion, defending against Charlotte Flair, the winner of the Royal Rumble. And my God, has this feud lost absolutely all of its steam. I could not give a single shit about this match. And from what I've seen online, neither does anyone else. No one gives a single shit that this match is happening anymore. Which is sad, because Rhea Ripley's good and Charlotte's good. It's just that I think this has kind of lost all its steam and all of its hype, and no one just cares anymore. I don't think it has anything to do with the feud itself. I think it's just the attention span of the fans. I can't see Charlotte winning. Sorry, I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley here for the simple fact that I just don't see Charlotte going to NXT to defend the title, and I don't see her taking the NXT title to the main roster. For one, that doesn't make sense. For two, what would be the point in it? All the NXT people who can compete for it are on NXT. And why take her off the main roster and put her on NXT when she's one of your top acts for the women's division? So I think Rhea Ripley's going to get a big win here and catapult her into hopefully some really good feuds in NXT, and then bring her up to the main roster. Maybe she beats Charlotte and gets added to the main roster. I don't know. I think Rhea Ripley is something they're planning on being a big deal for them on the main roster very, very soon. So her beating Charlotte would be a huge deal. Maybe she'll eventually get moved up to the main roster and have a feud with her for the Raw or the Smackdown Women's title, whenever that is, depending on what show either of them are on. We're going to move on to one of the wacky fun matches that WWE is promising us. So it's been a rumor for a while, and kind of was confirmed that Bray Wyatt had an idea to shoot specifically his match, but also there's going to be some other matches shot this way, supposedly. I don't know how accurate the reports are. But they're going to shoot some of these matches kind of like movies. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if it's going to be highly edited or if it just means there's going to be a lot of CGI and special effects in it. But John Cena versus The Fiend in a Firefly Funhouse match. I'm assuming what this is going to be something like the Wyatt Compound or the Hardy Compound or whatever. It's going to be something similar to that, where they're fighting at the Firefly Funhouse set. It's going to be wacky, outlandish, really cheesy, anything else you can think of. But I don't think Cena came back to bury Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania again. I think that The Fiend is going to win here over John Cena, and that's who I'm going with. The Fiend gets his win back for losing. Sorry if you hear children screaming. They're literally all outside playing. There's like 20 of them. I'm going to go with The Fiend, though. The Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. Whatever that is. But The Undertaker in a Boneyard match. I don't know what it is, but I sure as hell know that AJ Styles is not winning at a Boneyard match against The Undertaker of all people. I think maybe what they're going for is something similar to what Vince Russo did. Vince Russo. So he had a graveyard match idea that he had at Bash of the Beach 2000 between Vampiro and the Demon. Yes, the Kiss Demon. And it was something. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on the network. It's WCW Bash at the Beach 2000. Just skip over to the graveyard match. It's crazy. I think it's going to be something mixed with like the graveyard idea and maybe like a casket match or like a buried alive match. Something like that. I don't know what they're going for, but I know The Undertaker is winning this one. I am not into this feud at all. I don't like these little work shoot things. It's not working for me. I've been over The Undertaker shtick for years. Like, this was even before I got tired of WWE. This was like back when I was still going to WWE shows, back when I went to WrestleMania 27. Like, back then, I was still over The Undertaker. I don't know. His promos don't do anything for me. They're too out there for me. Anyway. So we got what I'm most excited for. Edge versus Randy Orton in a last man standing match. So I'm going to go with Edge because I think it makes the most sense for Edge to get revenge on Randy Orton and be the last man standing, beat Randy Orton to the point where he can't answer the 10 count, get Orton back for all the attacks that he did on him and Beth and all these like things that Randy has said. But I feel like we may get swerved on this one. Maybe Randy will finally prove that he's right about Edge and take out Edge for a little while. Because if you remember, Edge said that it wasn't going to be like, he wasn't coming back to work full-time per se. He wanted to work like a bunch of dates, but he didn't want to work like an every week basis. So I could see maybe they do an injury angle here where Orton like takes out Edge for real. But I'm going to go with Edge. I think they'd be stupid not to have Edge beat Randy Orton here. It's such a big deal, and all the fans are really excited about this match. It'd be dumb to have Orton beat Edge. On to the Raw Women's Championship match. And I am running out of breath because there's 16 matches on this goddamn card. 8 matches a night, I'm assuming. We got Becky Lynch, the champion, defending against Shayna Baszler. And I think you got to be crazy not to think that Shayna's winning this. Becky has been champion for so long. So long that I went from absolutely loving her, she was one of my all-time favorite women's wrestlers, to despising every second that she has been on TV. Like, I am so tired of this the man gimmick. And I know I like the way they're doing it now, where she's kind of cocky, but it's too late to save it for me. I don't think Becky's bad. And I don't think that her promos are bad or anything like that. I just think that the booking for her has just kind of gotten repetitive, and I'm just tired of seeing it. It's kind of like when Charlotte pops up every 2 seconds to say woo. It's on the same level as that. I'm going to go with Shayna here. Shayna's going to beat Becky Lynch, become the new Raw Women's Champion. And we're going to be on a hell of a ride with Shayna as the champion, because I think that she's just going to absolutely go on an Asuka-style streak where she just destroys everyone. And I think that would be perfect. I'd love Shayna to just go through the entire roster and beat everybody, and maybe have like Rhea Ripley come up to the main roster and then finally beat her or something. On to the Smackdown Women's Championship match, which does not look good by any means. You have Bayley defending the title in an elimination style match. It was originally supposed to be a 6-pack challenge, but Dana Brooke was taken out due to her having symptoms, I believe it was. So we got Bayley defending against Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks. In my opinion, there's only 3 people who win this match. Bayley could retain. Tamina is definitely not going to win. Lacey Evans is not going to win. Naomi could win just for the sake of them switching it to a face. And Sasha Banks maybe could win for them to do a feud with Bayley and Sasha in the future. But I'm just going to go with Bayley because I think it's the safest option. I just can't see... Even Sasha and Naomi have a chance, but I just can't see them as champion. I think Bayley's going to retain, and then they're going to try to figure this out later. I don't know. I think the only compelling story would be if Sasha beats someone else. Like for example, if Naomi eliminates Bayley, and it comes down to Naomi and Sasha wins, Bayley could be like, yay, you won my title, give it back. And Sasha's like, no, it's my title now, or something like that. On to the Universal Championship match. We have Goldberg defending against So Roman Reigns is not competing at WrestleMania, and WWE has yet to announce Roman's replacement because they said they'd have something planned. I don't know what's going on. So this is kind of impossible to predict because we don't know who his opponent's going to be. I'm not going to discuss any spoilers, and we will continue not to discuss spoilers on our Twitter accounts and on our Facebook account. Go follow those if you haven't already. It's Facebook. Just type in The Crazy Show, all one word. You'll find us. We have a shitty logo. You'll see it. It's a shitty green and purple logo we made in like 2009 when we were in freshmen in high school. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at The Crazy Show X2. You can follow us also on Twitter solo at Sir Squirrels with a Z and at The Boss Pean. But yeah, after shamelessly plugging myself, I'm going to go with Goldberg because by process of elimination, I would assume that Braun Strowman is going to replace Roman Reigns. And I just don't see them taking the title off Goldberg when they clearly want to give the title to Roman. So why take it off Goldberg, have somebody beat Goldberg, and then just have Roman come in and clean it up? I don't know. I think that Goldberg's going to win, and then maybe we'll get a match somewhere down the line where Roman finally beats Goldberg, but I think Goldberg is going to be your Universal Champion for at least a few more months. Sorry, Pean. I know how you feel about Goldberg. And finally, we are blazing through this thing. We have made it to the final match. The WWE Championship match, Brock Lesnar, the champion, defending against Drew McIntyre, the winner of the Royal Rumble, the Men's Royal Rumble. And yeah, I think it's pretty obvious Drew McIntyre is going to win. Everyone is saying it. It's telegraphed from a mile away. Drew will be your new WWE champion, and there's no way you can be mad about that. And that's why it's going to be the main event, and that's why it's going to send the fans home happy on the second night. Most likely, make everyone happy, no matter what happened on the first night, no matter if there were any hiccups or any skips, just have Drew beat Brock in the final match of WrestleMania this year, put it into things, most likely put it into wrestling in general, considering all these stay-at-home orders are coming out and the companies are really finding it hard to put on shows. If you end it on a high note for all of the business, that means AEW, the Indies, anything that is trying to put on a show and cannot. If WrestleMania is the last wrestling show we see for a little while, the last image burned in your mind should be Drew McIntyre holding up the WWE Championship. And that is perfect. And I think that is how it should end. And those have been my WrestleMania predictions. I blew through it in about 24 minutes. Whew, I am out of breath. I think that deserves a follow, right, guys? So you know how this works. Shameless plug 2.0. Go follow Pean. Let him know that you guys are pulling for him, getting that new router. Everything going on in the world. Hope you guys are okay. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay at home. Stay at home. do not go out no matter what unless you have to be at work, unless it's essential. And I mean essential, not I really want to go out because I'm bored and everything's driving me crazy. We're all in this together, guys. Stay at home, wash your hands, sing the birthday song, then dry them off. I have been Sir Squirrels. You can follow me on Twitter at Sir Squirrels, ends in a Z. You can follow the boss Pean, my co-host who couldn't be with us today, at the boss Pean, that is Pean. You can follow us on The Crazy Show Show's Twitter at The Crazy Show X2. You can find us on Facebook and like it at The Crazy Show Show. Be sure to hit a like, subscribe, and share. For the love of God, please share this video. This is my first one in a while I've done by myself. Hopefully we don't have to keep doing these by ourselves. We actually figured out a way to record better for our little split screen thing. We're no longer going to be using the software we use to keep where it's got Pean in a tiny box and I'm the entire screen, where Pean's like up here or something in a tiny box or wherever. We are going to actually be split down the middle, each side, same size screen. It's going to be amazing whenever you guys get to see it. And hopefully, as the channel grows, we grow too. We're going to get some new artwork hopefully done on the channel. So keep in tune for that. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. The review will be out probably night 1. If we do a night 1, it'll probably be out on Sunday. If we do a night 2, it'll probably be out on Monday. I'm going to try, if it's up to me, I'm going to try to get them out as fast as possible. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.